One of the primary issues with using the group data analysis to get your adjustment is that it can be cumbersome if you have to continuously change your elements of comparison in order to develop the adjustment. If you have to change your data, then you generally have to go back into your MLS system and complete a new search. But if you're using Excel, you can use pivot charts and you won't have to go back into the MLS to redo the search. Now, pivot charts can save you a lot of time when you're doing a group data analysis. Now, at first, the steps can seem onerous, but once you have those steps down, completing the analysis takes very little time. And so lately, I've been using Excel and pivot charts to do my group data analysis, and I'm able to do so quickly, efficiently, and in most instances, I get reasonable adjustment amounts. Granted, the method does not work every time. As a matter of fact, I've used this method and come up with some very odd numbers in the past. When that happens, I have to use a different method to develop the adjustment. But again, for the most part, I tend to get reasonable and supportable adjustments using this method. Now, what I would like to do in this video is really illustrate the steps necessary to use the pivot chart to develop the group data analysis. As you can see, I've already imported sales data from our local MLS system. And what I have done here is I've taken sales from Eagledale over the past 3 years, and I've imported all of those sales into Excel. Now, as long as you are in one of the cells with data, you can simply come up here to Insert, click on Insert, come over here to Pivot Chart, and when you click on Pivot Chart, you get two options. Honestly, it doesn't matter which one you choose. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on the first one, and a new window pops up, and what Excel is asking is that the default has already highlighted all of the data that you have, and that's because you already had your cursor in one of the cells with data. It then asks, where do you want the pivot chart to be placed? I like to put mine into a new worksheet, and so this this window that pops up, it is defaulted to exactly what I need, so I'm just going to hit OK. Once I hit OK, I get a new worksheet that opens and a couple of blank windows here. Now, if you look over here on the far right side, this list right here is all of the labels that we had from what we had exported. So it lists all of that data right here. Now, what I'm going to be looking for is a garage adjustment. And so what I need to do is find garage. I'll scroll down. Here's a number of spaces. That's how our MLS system labels it. I'm going to left click and drag it to the axis. I then want to come up here and grab the close price, and I'm going to left click and drag that to the values. Now before I go any further, I'm going to come back down here to the number of garage spaces. I'm going to left click and drag it down here to the values as well. Now notice here that it says the sum of close price. I don't want the sum of close price. I'm going to click on it and a new window pops up, and I want to open the value field settings. And here we go with another new window. We don't want the sum, we want the average. And so I'll click on average, hit OK. Now what you are looking at, these bars represent those average sale prices for homes with 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 plus garages. Now, I personally don't like to see the sale price with 4 decimal points here. So I'm going to highlight this data. I'm going to format it to a number and get rid of the decimal points. I'm then going to click on the chart, and I'm going to click on this little plus sign here, and I want to get rid of the grid lines, I want to get rid of the legend, and I'm going to add in the data labels. Once I add in the data labels, you'll see the average sale prices above each chart, or I'm sorry, above each bar, and what we have down here at the bottom is 89 sales. That's the number of sales that we had with 0 garage spaces. Here we have 173 for 1 car, 69 for 2 car, 3 and 3 for the 3 and 4 plus garages. Now, because the 3 and 4 plus garages don't have much data, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those. And you see this little bar here. If I click on the down arrow, I get a window that pops up here, and I can select the data that I want or don't want. So I'm going to uncheck the 3, uncheck the 4, hit OK. Now we're looking at 0, 1, and 2 car garages. Now, the data that you're looking at in this chart, again, this includes everything. And so we don't want everything for a group data analysis. We want to use a market segmentation. So if I click on the chart, you'll notice up here at the top we have a pivot chart analyze option. I'll click on it and then scroll over here to the left and we have insert slicer. So I'm going to click on that, and what we have here is the same list that we had over here in our field list. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to click on these slicers, the elements that we want here, and that's going to serve as our market segmentation. And so first of all, I am going to want close date. I typically like to use that one in a market segmentation. I'm going to grab the number of levels. I'm not choosing year built because homes in Eagledale were generally all built in the late 40s and early to mid 50s. I will choose square footage, main and upper. I'm also going to choose bedrooms, main and upper. I'm going to choose full baz main and half baz main. Now the reason I'm choosing only the main is because I already know that I'm going to want one level homes here. So we hit OK, and you get these slicers that we can now use to develop the market segmentation for our analysis. I'm going to move these over here so that we can see them a little more clearly. Now again, what we're looking at in the chart as of this moment is all sales data from Eagledale. And so now what we can do is start clicking on some of these to create our market segmentation. For those of you who don't know, Eagledale is primarily made up of one level homes, so I am going to choose one level. Once we click on that, our average sale prices change. Now I'm also going to look for everything with less than 1,000 square feet. And Excel already has our square footage in order from low to high. So I'm going to click on the first one. And what I don't want to do is click on every single thing here. And so I'm going to click on the first one. I'm going to scroll down until we find everything with less than 1,000. I'm going to hit Shift and click on the 999, and what that did is it highlighted everything from that 840 to the 999. Now what we are looking at is the average sale prices for all one-level homes with less than 1,000 square feet that sold in the past 3 years from Eagledale. And we can further refine our data set here. Let's look for 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, and no half baths. And what you see is that we now have the average sale price for those market segmentations. We have 3 data sets. They are all based on the same data, one level, less than 1,000 square feet, 3 bedroom, 1 full bath floor plans. And we have the average sale prices above each bar. And you can see from 0 to 1, we have approximately a $7,000 difference. From 1 to 2 car garage, we have approximately a $9,000 difference. And so based on the data that we have here, I personally think that we have a reasonable and supportable adjustment at $7,500. Now, these slicers that we have over here, this is the big reason why using the pivot charts is going to save a lot of time. If I ended up saying, okay, well, you know what, I don't want to go back 3 years. I only want to go back, let's just say 2 years. And so let's take this from October of 2021. There's our first one from October of 2021. I'll scroll down until we get to the end here. And now I'm going to hit Shift, click on October 6th, and now we're looking at data from the past 2 years within Eagledale of one-level homes with less than 1,000 square feet. Sorry, hit the wrong button there. And so again, now you're looking at a difference of approximately 8,000, and here you're looking at a difference of approximately 6,000. Again, I feel that a $7,500 adjustment is reasonable and it's well supported using group data analysis. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot me an email. I'd be glad to help. Thank you.